Now don't forget to view our TOOP TV app and also all of our videos. They're sitting on one site at smartrealestate.tv. That's www.smartrealestate.tv, where all our videos are there. And for the 3D, go onto your smart TV, click on the YouTube app, type in TOOP 3D, and you'll find all our 3D videos, and put on your glasses and you will absolutely love them. That is a whole new experience. It's amazing, and it's a world first. So we've in our studio, quite appropriately today, is Greg Ellis, the CEO of the REA Group, which is realestate.com, the CEO, very big business. So Greg, 3D, you're going to go 3D?
Eventually, yes. Yep.
It seems an obvious thing to do.
We are, as I said, we absolutely believe that's the future. We just got to make sure it's affordable for everyone and good enough quality. The day we can convince ourselves of that, we'll be there.
We were keen to get it going even before the market could sustain it, because we can. And by the time people come on board, we'll be really, very proficient with it.
Yep.
The other thing that we have discovered is that it's much, much better than we ever thought.
Great.
Yeah. So when you get a chance, have a look at it.
I will.
World first.
Yep.
And now, Greg, just in terms of press versus online, what's your view on people selling their properties? Should they do one or the other or both?
I think it depends on where you live, and my advice since I joined the company has always been, as a property owner and a real estate agent, you've got to understand where the audience is, and you need to spend the appropriate amount of money attracting the audience. So if the majority of the audience is in print, then spend the majority of the money in print. If the majority of the audience is online, then spend the majority of the money in online. You need to maximise your offering to where the most eyeballs are. So to me, it's not one versus the other. It's about you should buy the audience or buy the media where the most of the audience actually is. And as a result, then you've got a higher probability of getting interest in selling the property.
Pretty simple, fish where the fish are.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, let's say you're in a boardroom environment, you've got the Murdochs and that all in the same room. What are their instructions to the press guys and to you? Is it just go hard, or is it collaborate, or how does it work?
REA is a separate company. It's an independent company. We have news people on our board, but when they come into that boardroom, they've actually got a legal obligation to act in the best interest of the company, because 39% of our shareholders are not associated with news. And so when they walk in there, they understand and they do act in the best interest of the company. So from News Corporation's perspective, they're a majority shareholder, they're interested in our results, but there's no overt influence inside the company because the strategy is approved by our board, the budget's approved by our board, and our job is to act in the interests of all of our shareholders.
Greg, fast forward 10 years and just guess, and we won't hold you to it because we probably won't be able to find the video by then, but how are people going to transact in real estate?
I absolutely believe that the amount of information that they'll have available would be first class. It'll be simple and easy for them to use so they can work out where the market actually is. I think that'll actually help the real estate community, because if you've got an informed buyer and an informed seller, the chance of a deal going through goes up. And I absolutely believe that people will be transacting online even for their principal place of residence. They'll still visit to see it, but they ultimately will buy online.
Would you compare that with the stock brokers and also maybe the tourism operators, where they had to completely change their business model? You
look at now on any consumer purchase, Anthony, whether it's groceries, whether it's clothes, whether it's cars, whether it's shares, travel, every aspect of human expenditure is moving online. To suggest that housing is going to resist that momentum, I just don't understand the logic.
Okay, final question. Will there be a newspaper full of properties in 10 years' time?
I think you need to define what a newspaper is. I think the local community newspapers will have potentially around in 10 years' time. We've seen rental market move out of papers years ago. Metropolitan mastheads are under big change. Community newspapers, again, if there's audience still buying the paper, then people should spend money against it. But you've got to look where the majority of the audience is and put your dollars against where the audience is. Okay. And finally, we thinking of having a debate, property
online versus press, will you send some of your head honchos over for a debate?
I'll send my most passionate debaters, our sales director, Arthur Charlaftis, and I can, if he's in the country, I'm sure he'll be here.
Put him head to head with someone like Tom Pennis?
Be a good discussion.
Fantastic.
Two Greek boys.
That'd be fantastic. Greg, thanks very much for coming on.
Pleasure.
Now let's go to hot property.
Well, that's all we have time for on today's show. Remember, if you'd like to see anything again, then just subscribe to our podcast. On next week's show, you want to book this one in your diary next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, as we have Tim Lawless from RP Data on the show, and this man knows everything you need to know about property. So we'll see you then next Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on TOOP TV. But for now, here are some more hot properties.